So I'm working on this guitar. The neck snapped here. I've dry fit it, clamped it back into place to see how it might fit together. There are a few pieces missing that I'm going to have to fill in, probably with epoxy later, but for now I'm going to dampen the wood and use this wood glue here. So I'm using Titebond original wood glue. Thought about using epoxy, but I think this might be better. So I got the glue freed up. Got it dry fit. There's actually two pieces. This little piece has to go in first. And so what I'm going to do is glue the majority of it into place, and then after 24 hours I can go in and fill in the cracks and the gaps and sand it down. So you can see here's what I have to work with. It has this rod in it. I guess you could call it a truss rod, but it's not adjustable. Interesting. And this piece that I have to deal with, this is the piece I'm going to glue in first, and then this piece is going to come in after, because that's the only way I can get it to fit. But before I do any of that, I've got this dampened cloth, and I'm just going to go over the wood and get a little moisture into the wood so that the glue will grab better. You can see there's some tension being placed onto the neck. And I'll deal with that later. First I want to get the peg head attached, and then I'll worry about the alignment later. My goal is to get glue on every surface I can of the wood to get the best connection. So I can kind of feel how that goes back into place. And I'll clamp that in later. Sort of, the wood pieces, how they splintered, it kind of keys back into position. So I'm using these C-clamps. I've got the felt on the front, on the fret board, and rubber on the back where it's curved so it can grip. And the way I'm clamping it, I'm going to be able to get to all the joints to clean them up. Getting the felt on the fretboard and rubber on the neck side. And as the wood's coming together, I'm going to wipe up the glue that's forced out of the joint. Coming together nicely. And so I want to make sure I get the glue off of the fretboard there, and it's looking pretty straight. The nut is missing. I don't know where that went. Hopefully the owner has it. So I'll show you the repair on the guitar neck here. Don't have the nut on it yet. But you can see right there, there's the crack. You can see it, but you can't feel it. It's smoothed over, and I filled it with epoxy and sanded it down a few coats. So it's really smooth, but it's visible still. The the discoloration. Some of the wood was just not available anymore. It broke away. Couldn't find it. But I think it's totally playable. It's got about 3 coats of thin epoxy on it. Plus it was wood glued before.